How do you feed pigs to grow very fast? How do you feed your pigs to ensure they grow very fast? Alright, that will be the subject of today's video. Let's delve right into it. Alright, now the simple technique that I would give to you for if you are just starting or if you have been into pig farming to ensure that your pigs are growing maximally. It may not be a popular idea, especially for local farmers, for smallholder farmers, but it's a proven idea that works very fine. Yes, this technique is that you should feed your pigs ad libitum. Ad libitum. What do I mean by ad libitum? This is what it means. Your feeds should have constant access to food 24/7. And when I say food, I also mean water. Let me give you an insight on this. You can go out there and research. Of course, you know this is being shot from Africa, West Africa in particular, and we are still in Africa, still a bit behind when it comes to pig farming, when it comes to other side of the world. I think Brazil and China are one of the top feed producers. If you make a research, I think those are some of the things you should do when you are delving into a business. Go to the big players, the great players, the guys that are making it big in pig farming, the big companies, and find a way to understand what they are doing and how they are able to meet their supply and how they are able to ensure consistent supply. What is the methodology they put in place? One of the major things that you would notice is that they make automated feed troughs. I'm sure you should have seen it in chicken farm. It's more common in chicken farm than in pig farming. They make these automated troughs where it constantly supplies feed for these animals. I was watching one about one China production unit, quite very sophisticated. Of course, this is not me saying you should get to that level or be thinking or be intimidated by that. That's not the whole point to this video. The point of this video is to pick out something from what they are doing. You may not even be able to feed with the quality of food that they feed. We all understand that majorly they use the corn and soya and some other great additives which makes the animals very fat. So we understand all these things around the stage of the business you are in, and we are all in basically. So but what I'm bringing out from their technique and what they do is the fact that their animals are constantly feeding. Now this one is not on the basis of if you have money or not. This is on the basis of you adjusting your farm model and how you go about your farming. Please let me give you a tip. For those of you out there, you have this same tip I'm giving you is what I'm using right here. Try and always condense your farm to ensure that you are feeding your animals right. So I understand that your argument may be that you don't have the money to consistently feed the animals. But what if you reduced your animals from 25 that you have there and sell about 5 to 10 of them and feed 10 to 15 of them very greatly? This is one thing you'll be doing by doing that. You will be ensuring that you are able to release your farm animals quickly to the market. Time is a very big is of great importance when it comes to what I'm talking about. If you are able to imagine, I'm able to fatten these animals in the next 2-3 months, for instance, rather than fattening them for 7 months or 1 year. Don't you think it's far better to have these animals out and then a new one in? So instead of you holding animals and they are not looking good and they are looking poorly fed and they won't give you the right weight, I think I've made a video on this proper way of selling your animals. These buyers, these middlemen, these buyers, the ones that stay between the farmers and the final consumer of the meat, the pork meat, they make so much gain on local farmers. Local farmers don't know that, and I'm trying to expose that because I'm very well aware of it. So when these people come to your farm, they are interested in picking your animals using scale. The reason for that is because they know your animals won't weigh well. on the basis of what you are feeding them. So they love you to use that method so that they can rip you off. So, and you may not know, I gave an example of a farmer that was going to sell his animal for maybe 350. They were begging him for 350. He did not sell. He thought it was going to be worth more. He went on to sell that animal, to scale that animal. I think he lost over 100,000, if not more, from trying to weigh the animal. So that's why I'm telling you that rather than you feeding too many animals, feed the ones you can feed, and feed them well. Also, don't forget to remember that while feeding them ad libitum, that means ensuring they have constant source of feed, also make sure that you understand their stages and the way you feed them in their various stages. What you feed to your winners is different from what you feed to your growers. Please don't forget that. It's quite very essential, because their growth rate is dependent on that. If you are able to win your pigs well, for instance, what I would advise you to do is, while they are at that winner stage, bulk them with protein diet. That's why I'm saying feed animals you can feed. Those are territorial. You see, that's how some of these animals are. Some of them are just so territorial. It's like the biggest one there, and they are all age mates, but it's a shooter, so it's trying to occupy the territory. So the feed you feed to your small pigs is quite different from that of your growers. Don't just feed them just the same thing. Please don't feed your animals with the same diet. It doesn't work well that way. So feed your winners with the right feed. You don't want to give too many fibers to your winners, but you can use a lot of fiber for your finisher, for your older mature pigs. So make sure you understand these processes, and as much as you can, try to make sure that there is always feed in their trough. I have tried it. It works very well and very great. So I'm not telling you something I have not attempted to do. If you feed your animals in this way, in a very short time, your animals will be ready for market. In a very short time. And that will save you stress, that will save you money, that will save you a lot. So please look through on this and you will understand what I'm saying. So try and find a way to ensure that your animals are having constant access to food, constant access to water. You can use the nipple drinker to ensure that. And I know you may not have the automated feed trough. I don't have the automated feed trough, but what I do is that consistently I give them food. When I'm trying to feed them ad libitum, I'm always giving them food. They're always eating. And I saw the difference so greatly. The difference was so clear. Just try and do it. Maybe if you can do it for a certain number of animals on your farm, so you can understand what I'm saying. In a very short time, your animals will be out of your pen and will be ready for market. And that's what you want. You want to do that and bring the next flock in. Do that, bring the next flock in. So if it's 5 animals you can feed well, feed those 5 animals well and scale it up. And make sure you sell your market well. I've addressed that. Make sure you sell your animals well so that you make the right profit and you are able to bring the next flock in with the right input. Alright guys, I really hope this really helped you. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye bye.